Hello class, you thought you were going to be getting rid of me because you were going to have a substitute today, but turns out I still get to find ways to teach you even though there's a substitute here. So your objective today is to go over single step inequalities with the additive inverse and understand how to find the solution set and graph the solution set, and then you're going to take the 4.2 quiz. This will need to be finished before you leave today. So this is the one we left yesterday. If you struggled with this, take it out from yesterday. This is how to solve it. You isolate the variable. Here's the variable over here. We want that to be alone, which means we need to undo this positive 7. And to undo a positive 7, we subtract 7 from both sides, and we get 3 minus 7 is a negative 4. Now with this one, the inequality just comes down, and you rewrite it like negative 4 is less than or equal to. This goes away, and I'm left with g. So we say g is any value that's greater than or equal to negative 4. Now the part about graphing this that a lot of you did wrong was you just drew the graph, filled in the circle, and went this way. But this is wrong because the graph is representing, or the variable g, I should say, g is being represented by the arrow. In other words, the arrow is highlighting all of the possible solutions for g. And g is a number that's bigger than negative 4, not smaller than negative 4. So here's how we do this, okay? If you're looking at graphing this, because this is the correct solution here, what I typically do is I usually write the variable on the left, change the inequality to continue facing the thing that's bigger, right? The inequality is facing g because it's bigger. Well, it needs to continue facing g as g moves over here now, right? And then the negative 4 comes over here. This will help you graph the correct solution. Here's negative 4, and this is where we're starting with, and g is every single possible solution that's bigger than negative 4, but also equal to negative 4. So we would say g is anything that's equal to or greater than negative 4, or greater than or equal to negative 4. I wanted to show you this one. Even with fractions, it's not so bad. We want to get j by itself. It's the variable, and we want to solve for the variable just like equations. So your 4.2 discussion should have covered this already. I think the guy mentioned that really you could almost think of this as an equal sign for a moment, not all the time, but just for a second there. We want to isolate the variable j, so that means we want to get rid of this positive 1.4. So you're going to undo a positive 1.4 by subtracting 1/4. This is 1/4. Subtracting 1/4 from both sides. So that means that goes away and j is left alone. Now instead of an equal sign, we put the inequality sign. That's the only difference between equations and inequalities. And now we just have to think, okay, what's 1/8? Subtract 1/4. And this is actually 2/8. That's the same thing. And so that means that 1 subtract 2 all over 8. That means that's negative 1/8. So my solution here is a negative 1/8, which is nice. Now you're going to be asked to graph this. So we graph this by starting, so the variable's on the left, the number's on the right. That's nice. Let's start with a negative 1/8. And it is j is anything that's bigger than negative 1/8, which means it's going to be all of these numbers to the right of negative 1/8. And it's not equal to a negative 1/8, so we do an open circle and then draw all of the numbers to the right. This is how you solve these. And so there's a few things that we were going to cover in class, but I feel like if you've understood those two examples, you'd be fine. Now you're going to get questions like this on the quiz, and it's asking you to just identify which graph is representing the solution set. And you'll want to be careful with this because some students will feel tempted to just put like 3/5 on there. Sorry, some students are going to feel tempted to just leave 3/5 and say 3/5 is like less than C, but you have to isolate the variable. So when you get a question like this on your quiz today, you're still going to want to solve for the inequality by getting rid of all of the stuff around it. This is a positive 2/5, and so to isolate a positive to undo a positive 2/5, you subtract 2/5 from both sides. Subtract 2/5 from both sides. Those will cancel out and go to 0. C is going to be left alone with the inequality, and the number, 3/5, subtract 2/5 is equal to 1/5. So the answer is 1/5 is less than C, or C is greater than 1/5. Right, these are the same thing. So now we just have to identify which graph is representing C as the line is being larger than 1/5. Well, A is out because this is showing anything smaller than 1/5. B is out because this is showing anything that's bigger than 1, but not 1/5. C is out because this is showing anything that's smaller than, but not larger than. So the only one it can be is D. And that makes sense. 1/5 is another way of saying 2/10. That's the decimal form. This is the fraction form. And so C is anything that's bigger than, but not equal to, 2/10, or 1/5. So you can do the same question here. I'm not going to go over that, and that's going to bring us to the end. So make sure you take your time through the quiz. You're welcome to use the quiz video as well, but you'll need to get that quiz done. Please make sure that you take it and then look at your submission answers. It'll tell you if you got them right or wrong, and then if you got them wrong, I want you to go back and redo them. So every single student should be leaving my classroom with a passing grade in the 4.2 quiz by tomorrow. No pressure. Have a good, long Thanksgiving weekend, and once you're finished there, remember to work on any other missing homework assignments from Schoology, and then think through math after that. Have a good day.